Right. I get so excited about this.
Created a
What?
monster, didn't I?
Oh my gosh, you have no clue.
Remember
And we are back. Here I am, Fly Navarro with the No BS World Tour Special World Cup Edition. Special Blue Marlin World Cup Edition. Today, we're coming at you live with the one and only Robert Cujo Brinkmeyer, World Cup winner, edition 1997. What's going on, Cujo? How are you, brother?
I'm doing good, Fly. Thank you for having me on your broadcast here.
No, it's my pleasure. Thank you for joining me and joining all of us. I'm really big on transparency. So one of the things I'm going to be very transparent about is me and Cujo used to fish together. Cujo was the first person to teach me how to bait and switch. So, and that's bait and switch Blue Marlin style, just so everybody knows. I'm just clicking all these pages because we got people joining in. Hojo from North Nova Scotia, my little cousin, Danny Navarro, Josh Wilkinson from Arlington, Virginia, Laura Blanchard from, Chris Blanchard?
Oh, yeah.
That's his wife. Sophia's in here. Samir's in here. Danny Sullivan's in here. Okay, so just so everybody knows, we are broadcasting live on a new page today. We've added the Blue Marlin World Cup because of the fact that we are less than 1 week away for the Blue Marlin World Cup. So what I wanted to do was bring in some past winners of the Blue Marlin World Cup so we can tell the story of what they caught during their wonderful year of winning this worldwide tournament. And so I'm bringing Cujo in. Stop counting. I can see the smoke coming out of your ears, brother. That would be 23 years ago.
That's what I was trying to figure out, Fly.
I know what you were trying to count. I know what you were trying to count.
Year right, or my number of years right.
Yeah, no. Don't worry. My production staff will handle that. They will add for you. And just so you know, my production staff is me. I'm a one-man band. So we got Steve Atkins joining in, Timmy Newman. We got all kinds of people joining in. So anyway, Cujo, if you wouldn't mind, would you just introduce yourself to everybody that's out there? I know who you are, and a lot of the fishermen do, but a lot of the people that follow the No BS World Tour don't know who you are. So just introduce yourself.
Yeah, Robert Brinkmeyer, aka Cujo. Been in the sport fishing business now for 34 years, from Evansville, Indiana, of all places, via Destin, Florida, and me and Fly's been fishing on and off for a long time together, and pretty cool that an Indiana boy got to come into the sport via Destin, Florida, where my family has some summer homes, and just been fishing around the world all my life.
Okay, so I got to stop there. We were just called rude, both you and I. Angry Amy has just joined us. Amy Leach, married to Pork Chop. She says the reason I'm even watching is because of Cujo. And she says, so good to see you. You two Fly. She goes, rude, not going to mention me. Amy, we are now mentioning you. Amy Leach is in the house.
Good to have you in there, Amy. It's been a long time.
So everybody is seeing you. She says, love you.
Love you too.
Cole Wyatt in the house from Destin, Florida, checking in. Do you know Cole?
No, I do not.
Okay, he's from Destin. So for those of you that are watching, Cujo is watching live from Destin, Florida. Cujo, what's the name of your boat so people can look you up as you come in fishing every day?
Oh, the name of our boat's the Bank on It, 70 Tribute, and my boys there, my boss's sons, they have a Instagram page, Bank on It Sport Fishing.
Bank on It Sport Fishing. Did you tell them you're going to be on the show today?
I just told my boss about an hour ago. I haven't told the boys yet. I forgot to tell them.
Oh man, you should have let them know. That way they can ask you some really inappropriate questions while I got you on here.
That's why I didn't tell them.
Johan is coming in. Cujo.
Johan von Collar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hello, Johan.
Mike Murray's in here. Mike Murray from former Murray Products. Now it is
Murray Ventilation.
No, it's Murray. He's with Release Marine now.
Oh yeah, he's with the other Mike Murray.
The other Mike Murrays. We got Mike Murrays coming out of everywhere. So before we get into this too crazy, I see Monica joining in. Man, you're like a celebrity, man.
Who, me?
My numbers are going through the roof. Oh my gosh, everybody wants to see Cujo. You're like a celebrity. I love it. I love it. Everybody, if you wouldn't mind hitting that share button, let everybody know what we're doing and what we're watching today. But this is what I'd like. This is the main reason why I brought you on the show today, is because you are a past winner of the Blue Marlin World Cup. Blue Marlin World Cup is a 4th of July around the world tournament where the biggest blue marlin of the day wins. And you won the tournament back in 1997. For those of you millennials, that's what the time of back before there was a 2000. We still had a 1 and a 9.
A lot before people were born.
A lot of the millennials weren't even born yet. So Cujo, why don't you tell us who you were fishing with, what boat you were on, that kind of where you were at.
Well, first of all, we was fishing on Mike Day's Captivator, which was a 40-foot game fisherman. We were in Madeira, Portugal, there for that season with Captain James Midnight Barnes, Ken Jones, photographer extraordinaire, and of course myself, Robert Cujo Brinkmeyer, the wireman. So
perfect.
Yeah, we had Mike Sr. and Mike Jr. on the boat the day we caught the fish.
Who was the angler that day? Mike Sr., correct?
I think it was Mike Jr. I don't remember.
So here's the funny part. I pulled it up today, and it doesn't say a junior or a senior. It just says Mike.
I'm pretty sure it was Mike Jr. Yeah, I'm almost positive it was Jr. But don't quote me on that.
Wait a second. Don't quote you. You just quoted yourself.
I know. That's pretty bad, isn't it?
So it was just the 4 of you on the boat?
No,
it 5 of you.
Well, the picture it was the 5 of us.
Okay.
It was 5. Senior Mike Jr., and then James, myself, and Kenny. And we caught that fish. We ended up weighing 696, and we fought it, I think, for an hour and 40 minutes. The fish was not actually even hooked. It was lassoed around the head and around the tail.
Really?
So, yeah, it was a pretty interesting thing when I wired the fish up coming in backwards.
Okay, so let's rewind just a little bit, because I want to hear the whole story of how it was lassoed and how it came in backwards and what you had to do while you were wiring it. But tell us about the bite. Let's start off on the bite.
Oh, it was a long rigger bite on a lure. We predominantly lure fished over there, but we did have bridge teasers. A lot of the big fish over Madeira, we weren't into the bait and switch back then. We were just pretty much predominantly, lure fishing with teasers. But it was a long rigger lure. I don't even remember what lure it was on. Been so long ago. The fish put up a great fight, jumped all over the place, and down and dirty. After it sounded, we ended up dragging it up pretty much, sideways and backwards.
Sideways and backwards, and then you saw that swivel come up.
Saw the swivel come up. Got it on the leader. And
okay, hold on a second. Let me get excited. Now it's on the leader, and he was lassoed. All right.
Leader, and we do not know that it's lassoed around, so it's like this thing is just digging and digging. It's coming up, and all of a sudden it doesn't come up like it usually does, either side to or facing you. The tail pops up first, and the tail comes out of the water, and all heck breaks loose, and you can imagine a 7-foot fan hitting you in the face. So,
hold on a second. Was it something like this?
It was about 10 times, 20 times faster than that fly.
I know. I get it. I get it. Water everywhere.
Oh, water was flying everywhere, and I had my head to the side. Kenny would actually, the fish got up, broke water with the tail, and I got him up and cinched over the covering board. And, all I could yell was, James, we have a problem down here, midnight. And as far as trying to get the gaff in, and Kenny ended up sinking the gaff in it. And then, James had to come down, and then all heck broke loose after that, because it was still trying to swim away with the tail out of the water.
So Kenny got the first gaff in, and then James got the second gaff in.
Yeah, from what I remember. And then, it was pretty much once the gaffs got in, he got gaffed on the backside of the fish towards, we couldn't get a shoulder shot because it was still under the water. Once they got the gaffs in, I was able to let off the leader a little bit, move out of their way, and then we ended up pulling the fish the head up. And I had got a couple of wraps on it at, pseudoplex where we could, get it situated.
Okay. I'm watching people jump in from all over the place. Peter Lewis, Katrina B, George Labonte, and they're coming across all these different channels right now. Oliver Taylor, all the way from the UK. Danny Adams. What's going on, guys? Ryan McKenzie from Release Marine is in the house. Calvin is watching. Oh, Kelly from St. Thomas is. Yeah, actually, she's originally from Destin, if I'm correct.
Yeah, I think she's been over here for this.
I think she lives there now. So good to see everybody. Thank you so much for joining us here in the No BS World Tour World Cup edition, Blue Marlin World Cup. We are 6 days away from the turn. Actually, 5 days away from the tournament.
5 Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 5 days fly.
Well, I know. 5 days. You have to sign up by the 2nd. So that's Thursday. Thursday's the last day to sign up. So we've got 3 more days for people to sign up. And we're on a good track. We got a lot of boats. Weather's just coming out for the Gulf of Mexico.
Weather looks off since I'm up here. We were supposed to fish this week, but we got canceled till next week. But weather looks awesome, and the fishing's been fantastic in the Gulf. One of the best years ever.
So tell everybody a little bit about what's going on with the bite in the Gulf of Mexico right now.
Oh, the Gulf of Mexico, we've done 2 offshore trips since we got up here. They've had a couple tournaments. We don't tournament fish right now ourselves. We're still getting tuned up with the boys. They're learning the sport. Last 2 weekends ago, there was 105 blue marlins caught in the tournament 2 weeks ago between tournament boats and just recreational fishing boats. I think one boat had 10 in the tournament. Another boat had 8, 7s, and some 5s. I think, the top release boat in the tournament 2 weeks ago, which I would think was the Biloxi tournament that got pushed back, they ended up catching 10 blue marlins for the release to win. Seven blues did not even place in the release category for that tournament.
That was Miles Cawley on the Born to Run.
Yes, sir. Sure enough.
It was Dana and I believe it's Lisa Foster. Dana and Lisa Foster that on that boat.
But it was, it was incredible fishing. I fished right next to Chase Lake on the Real Fire. He caught 4 in an hour, run under my nose at the Thunder. I think at the Thunder Horse rig, and I ended up with 50.
Chase just signed up for the World Cup. The Real Fire just signed up.
All right.
While we were talking back and forth, Travis Dorland called me, but I didn't have time. I had to get you on here.
Gator in the house.
So the world wanted to see the Cujo in the house. So Stefan Petit has also joined us. So hey, Sparrow's in the house. Good morning, sir. How are you? All the way from Australia. So now, Cujo, you're in the Gulf of Mexico, but and I did not pull the picture down a couple of days ago when we were talking about doing this. There was one particular picture I wanted to use that I did not. Was a picture of you and Mike Lemon, and it was back from 1996 when you guys were chasing each other for the St. Thomas record,
which both of us ended up breaking it. And
so why don't let's talk a little bit about that. What was the St. Thomas record?
The St. Thomas record was 112 at the time, held by Albert Johnson. The Lethal Weapon guys broke that, I think in 88, 89 with 113. And then we were fortunate to have the bite of the century there in 1996 on the Freedom with the Schwest family. And, Mike Lemon was on the Revenge with Sam Jennings of Revenge fame, one of the best in the world. There was a bite like no other bite that I've ever seen in my life. I think we were 133 for 276 was our bite, the hookup ratio, with us breaking down the October moon 2 days into it. And we ended up breaking the record. We were tied at 132 apiece. And like I said, I broke down with a bad strut and had a bad piston back to back. We got it fixed, but Mike went on to charge on to catch 162 for that. Wow. That season. I ended up with 133, but he was my mentor who I fished with for 5 years, and what a way to lose to.
Yeah. So, and just so for the people that aren't 100% familiar, we're talking about blue marlins here. For those of you that these are all blue marlins we're talking about. And the reason I bring that up is because of the fact that we have some people that join us from Kentucky and Indiana on the No BS World Tour. So I want people. Oh, Jamie Henderson just joined in. She says, "Hey guys."
Hey guys. Hey Jamie.
So I'm just checking my noise volume here. I went silent for a second, but I am back. So, and I remember your 133 very, very well, because I remember my best year calling you up on the phone.
132?
131.
Yeah.
You caught 131. And I remember, I think we were at like 127 and I called you. I knew we weren't going to break 160, but 133 was like, oh, it's close. And we got to 131. That was my best season in St. Thomas. 131.
With yours being you're the third, I'm the second, Mike's the first. That's the top three ever in St.
And then my second best year was 121.
Yeah.
That's so
I think it's right. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Prior to that season there in 96, only 4 boats ever broke 100 blue marlins on the North Drop.
Really?
That year. Yeah, that's what stands out the most of, the Lethal Weapon, that, and then I think also only 2 other anglers, that point in time, not concerning today, that one angler ever broke 100 blue marlins in themselves at all. So, and that was Sam and Damon Schwest.
Actually, it's funny now that you say that. We have a comment on here saying, "Didn't Damon catch 109?"
Well, he was that year he was. We tagged him 152 and caught him 128 or 129.
But that was both Venezuela and St. Thomas, correct?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we only caught fish in Venezuela.
You only caught what?
Only caught 45 fish in Venezuela for the spring, and then we ended up catching 133 in St. Thomas for 177 for the year.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
And that was Dave Farrell that said that. He also said that's a lot of black bass. That's why I said we had to clarify that it was blue marlin. I knew somebody was going to say something. You always have to clarify this stuff. Ronnie Fields has joined us, and so has Jimbo Martin has joined in.
Jimbo.
So very, very good year on that. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, you guys ended up going to Cabo after that, didn't you?
With 3 days notice, the bite was going off in Venezuela, and I thought that's where we were going to go, because Brad Simons and Dave Noling went to Venezuela and just shattered even more records that year. Between the 4 boats, I think they caught 289, 259. Mike was 182, and I was at 177. 4 boats caught that many totals that year. in 1996.
That's a lot of blue marlin.
Yeah, then I, instead of going to Venezuela to Pad's Damon's lead, we ended up going to Cabo San Lucas and went up to Mag Bay and chased stripies, and we caught like 50, 70, and 80 in the 3 days we were there.
So for those people that aren't familiar or heard about the good fishing and the striped marlin this year, this is not just this year. It's been going on for a very long time.
Yeah, the striped marlin fishing was going on way back. I mean, that was 24 years ago, 23 years ago.
So that was definitely a long time ago.
Care that I want to remember too far back.
You know what? I should have had you take notes. I should have had you take notes. So again, for transparency's sake, and then also for the fact that I just love to make fun of the whole thing. I used to fish with Cujo. He was my captain. My first introduction to pitch baiting was from you, which I later went on to fish on the Topless with Billy Bohr, and then with Eddie Herbert and Jim Lambert on the Real Tight. But the first time I got a chance to do it was with you. So
that's the Rapscallion with Cleary with Jim.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was and it's so funny because the stories still come up about the time we came in second in the BBC. That story comes up so many times. We got 5 releases, but back then the BBC was hold on a second, I got to give a shout out to my boy Lucas Oil, Richard Gunn in the house. What's going on, Richard?
Indiana, Lucas Oil's Indiana.
You know, I went up to the plant in Indiana. It was awesome. It was so cool. But every time I see Richard Gunn, I gotta give him a shout out. So
Phil, Indiana, Lucas Oil.
So and then I have the Lucas Oil gun oil, and that's for my chair when people complain that it squeaks too much. I just just a couple taps in there. So Cuj, let's talk a little bit about pitch baiting, because a lot of people that have never done it or maybe have never experienced blue marlin fishing don't exactly know what bait and switch or pitch baiting is. So if you can just run down very basic, and then we'll tap into that and we'll talk a little bit about it.
Yeah, very basic is basically bait and switch or pitch baiting is when you're dragging a lure that has a hook in it, and you're dragging it in your regular spread, preferably closer to the boat, and it doesn't have a hook, so the fish will actually eat it or crash it, and you actually tease them like a bone to a dog, to where you can bring them into the transom of the boat. You flip the lure out of the water via the bridge teaser or a cockpit teaser, preferably whichever you're doing, and then you'll have a mackerel or whatever the bait that you prefer to pitch, ballyhoo with a chugger on it, or your hooded mackerel, and you switch them off from the lure without a hook, and you feed them a bait 20-30 foot behind the boat for a better hookup ratio.
And tell me how exciting that is.
Words can't explain it. The closest I've got is to catching touchdown passes when I played high school and college football a little bit, in the end zone. When you have the bite and you got a porpoise greyhound bite with a 4, 5, 800-pound fish coming out of the water like a porpoise onto your bait, and you're feeding him right behind the boat, no more than 30, 40 feet behind the boat.
It is by far, for me, my favorite way to blue marlin fish. By far, not even close any other way. And I'll have you elaborate on it. For me, and I didn't even realize this till I had the opportunity to fish with Stuart Campbell. Stuart Campbell came and fished with us in St. Thomas for 3 days, and we were talking back and forth. And we just started talking about fishing. And after talking to him, I realized we all fish for a different reason. Stuart, being an engineer, he loved to see the mechanics of the rod, the reel, his knots. He loved that. For his tackle, loved it.
Yeah.
Just completely loved it. For me, I realized after talking with him, it's the teamwork that goes into bait and switch. And that's for me, it's a big deal. I love to see how an angler, 2 or 3 deckhands, the captain, all work together to make not only the bite happen, but to make the bite happen exactly where you want it and give the angler the best opportunity to hook up with that fish.
Yeah, because you can't do one without the other. The boat going into the turn, the mate getting the whether it's a cockpit teaser, the bridge has the bridge teaser with the captain. But I mean, with how the angler's got to present the bait after the teaser comes out of the water, I mean, it's a well-oiled machine to get the bite.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, Clay Hensley has joined in.
Clay Bob. Worked for his father, the infamous Russ Hensley on the Beastmaster.
There you go. It's so funny because I'm switching. I'm right now we're on 10 different Facebook pages, but there's 3 primary pages that I'm bouncing back and forth to look at, see if we have any comments. And I pop over and there's Clay Hensley hanging out there. So Clay, good to see you. What's that?
Clay's in Cabo.
Is he? Clay, are you fishing the World Cup this year? I believe I got 2 boats in Puerto Vallarta and 1 in Cabo right now. So, again, we're 3 days away from sign up being over. We're 5 days away from the tournament. So that's why we're broadcasting live across all the pages, including the World Cup page. And I wanted to get a World Cup winner, Robert Cujo Brinkmeyer, who was aboard the Captivator with Captain Midnight, James Barnes, who should be getting to Bermuda like today or tomorrow.
They actually fueled up yesterday, and they're in transit. So
they're in transit. I believe there's 10 or 12 boats in transit right now.
Going to be 18 to 20 that should be there for the tournament, from what I've heard. So
yeah. So and the reason behind that is that Bermuda's opening up on July 1st. If you get in there before July 1st, you have a 14-day quarantine. If you get in there after July 1st, then you're good to go. You just need to get a COVID test. So, but even with all that, we've got a lot of people that don't normally go to, or that normally go to Bermuda, are fishing the World Cup out of the East Coast. So definitely seeing some North Carolina action, Outer Banks and Ocean City. So, which is, it's neat. Again, trying to get all these boats spread out. Today I was on the phone. We're going to have 4, if not 5 boats out of San Juan, Puerto Rico this year.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. A lot of phone calls, a lot of talking to my fellow Latin brothers, and hey, you guys should be fishing the World Cup out of San Juan. I mean, last year's winner was only 541 pounds. Can you beat it? Sí, Capitan! So, now Cujo, you spent a bunch of years in St. Thomas and Venezuela, but now you're up in the panhandle of Florida. Why don't we let's talk a little bit about how you got into fishing, because it's unique. It's not like you worked your way up a charter boat.
It's very unique. Being from Evansville, Indiana, my family's had a house here, or a place here in Destin, Florida since 1976. I used to be, not very many people know this, but I used to pull a parasail, had a parasail business, and I chartered my 36-foot sailboat out before I got into sport fishing. But I've always been a bass fisherman from Indiana, Ohio River, Kentucky, Barkley Lake, but really never really fished down here. More so underwater hard hat, demolition, scuba instructor, just a water nut, crazy guy. Went blue marlin fishing with the captain that got me started, Dave Withers. And that was June 11th, 1986. I caught my first blue marlin, and I never looked back. Never went back to college, never went back to the furniture and floor covering business up in Evansville. My dad didn't really particularly like that at that point in time. But now it's 34 years later. It's I have no regrets. You don't look back, and it's been one of the best things I ever did in my life.
Now, what about now? Is Big Bob still upset, or is Big Bob okay with it?
Oh, Big Bob's cool. He goes, "You're the only smart one that got out and did what you wanted to do in life." So my brother and sisters are a little jealous. They've got over that over the course of the years, but they're all still up in Evansville, Indiana. They come down here. They'll be here next month for vacation, a month on, month off. My dad, but yeah, I'm the one living the dream. So it's.
Hey man, not everybody is lucky enough to go around the world chasing blue marlins.
From Evansville,
but somebody's got to do it.
But somebody's got to do it.
Amen. Amen to that.
Yes,
so, sir. And then how many seasons did you do in St. Thomas?
Oh, it was 34. I think I only missed 25 at least. Okay. 25 out of 25. Yeah, out of the 34. This will be 34 years. Probably 23 to 25.
I did 20, a piece of at least 20.
Yeah.
But I would say full seasons, I think it was 17.
Yeah.
17 seasons.
That was a couple of them was piecemeal together, but I mean almost it was a long time. So
and it's amazing. And there's a lot of great blue marlin fishing all over the world. But St. Thomas, because of the fact that you get so many bites and it's always so consistent, there's a lot of things you end up learning about blue marlin fishing because of it. And I'm not trying to talk down any special place out there. The only place I can compare it to would probably be Cape Verde.
I've been to Cape Verde twice now, but it's so far across the big pond, it's not easy to get to. But that's the only place that I've seen that I can really compare it to on the aggressiveness and of the bite and how they tease. Being it's a breeding ground in St. Thomas, that's why they're so. Anywhere else you go on the full moon, you don't get bit. There in St. Thomas, they bite on the full moon. So it's crazy
because they're breeding. They're in there breeding. I know I've had some incredible October moons, and one of the things I love about the October moon, you could be teasing in 100-pounder, throw your pitch bait, and have a 600-pounder roll on it.
Roll and out hit the bite the 100-pounder.
Yeah, and it's like, where did this one come from? Where did this one come from? That's for me, that's one of the best things about the October moon. I remember one October moon, I want to say in 3 days, we had something like 48 blue marlin bites, 48 or 50 blue marlin bites in 3 days. It was
incredible.
Yeah, it was great. September's always been my favorite moon. Always had my best numbers in September. By that time, most of the boats have started to leave, whether they're going to the DR. Back then, DR wasn't a big thing. It was more Mayaguez. Venezuela.
Yeah. And we fished there. And, a lot of people haven't even been there yet. All the new younger guys coming up. I mean, I hope it gets to open up one day in our lifetime and we see it again. But the fishing there, I mean, between there and St. Thomas, you don't need to go anywhere else other than DR.
So. Exactly. So it's funny you say that because Alex from Cameroon, or Alex who lives in Cameroon, if I'm correct, if Alex is still watching, I believe he's from Venezuela, but he lives in Cameroon. He goes, any news about fishing in Venezuela? So he just asked that a couple of minutes ago. There's a lot of stuff going on right now. No, there's not any news as of right now, but like you said, hopefully in our lifetime we get a chance to go back. For me, I've never seen fishing like Venezuela. Actually, it's not even fishing, it's everything. Every day was like being in National Geographic.
The Ariba zones with the whales, the 200-pound yellowfins jumping out of their mouth with the anchovies and the sardines. I mean, you don't even have to fish. You just watch National Geographic go off.
I remember one of my best memories in Venezuela. We saw some little white birds picking, and it was a whale shark. And as we get closer, you can see the black fins jumping on the backs of the whale sharks, eating these little sardines.
Yeah.
And Billy says, oh, let's take a closer look. And just as you pass the whale shark, we get covered up with white marlins. They were sitting up underneath the whale shark. We get covered up with, they were hanging out, picking off the little sardines. So we catch whatever it was, 2 or 3. So it's like, hey, Fly, where's the white bird? So we start looking around, and now we see like 5 little packs where there was whale sharks on each little packs of white birds. So we picked one, and you go to one, same thing, little black fins eating sardines, get covered up again. And by the time you finish with that one, now you look up and there's like 15 or 20 of them. By the time the sun went down, there was little packs of these white birds on top of whale sharks everywhere. And every single one of them had white marlin underneath it.
How many did you end up whites you catch that day?
I don't even remember.
A lot.
I don't even remember. A lot. I would say probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 40, 35, 40 of them.
You lose track.
And back then I was early 20s, so I wasn't like crazy on keeping numbers. I just, I had a little book. I would put stuff in there, little notes just to keep track of things. But yeah, I would never, not like now. It wasn't like this big thing now. So I want to give a quick shout out to my man Tarzan, just joined in. He's the one that's going to replace us. I want you to know. He's 11 years old. This is a fishy dude. If you listen, when you got a Cujo and you got a Fly, and now you got Tarzan.
That's great.
He's already like halfway there. He's already halfway there. So I got the opportunity to go fishing. He's watching from the beach fishing right now. So he gets notified every time we go live. So
cool.
And he's 2 pompanos in. So keep it up, Tarzan.
Where's he fishing out of, Fly?
He is just north of Sebastian. It's called India Atlantic
Beach.
Yeah, he's just east of Melbourne. So gotcha. I went fishing with him and his dad a couple weeks ago, and then we had dinner week before last, right before I went to Walker's. So cool. Good kid, good family.
Tarzan.
Tarzan.
Love it.
So everybody check him out on Instagram, Fish Like Tarzan. So it's like I said, he lives 2 blocks from the Intercoastal and 2 blocks from the ocean. So
he's got it going on. He's dialed in.
Yeah, he goes in the morning and fishes in the lagoon where the sun's behind him, and then in the afternoon he goes to the beach where the sun's behind him. So way cool.
Nice.
Way cool. What about you? What's your favorite Venezuela memory?
Oh, the favorite Venezuela, the best one. I was. This wasn't catching any billfish. It was actually, we were sword fishing, trying to catch a swordfish, and we're out there. We're on the Revenge with Mike Lemon, Sam Jennings, Scotty Kerrigan. That's the first year in '94 that they had the Revenge, and we're out there sword fishing. The bites going off. I mean, people are getting bites left, right. I mean, there's about 15 boats around us, and we haven't had a bite yet. And I was like, man, what the heck's going on here? Well, the rigger came down, and one of the balloons did, nothing on it. And I was getting ready to put it back in the pen, and I was putting it in the pen and about ripped my arm off when whatever on the other end grabbed it. At this point in time, we just thought it was the biggest swordfish it ever ate. It ripped off, 300-400 yards of line. We're ended up there. Sam's in the chair. We're backing up sea. I mean, it's 4-foot seas. We're getting drenched. And I mean, we got the gaffs out. We're hooting and hollering. And I mean, it's just, this is going to be giant sword dog because they're fighting all around us. We get up there. I get up on the wire on it, and I'm pulling on it, and it's just working me like a dog. Okay, bad.
Like a mad dog, like a Cujo dog.
I was the Chihuahua, and it was the mad dog. The way it had me running around the cockpit, anyway, we get this thing up, and some didn't look right. Turn on the spreader lights because it scares the fish away or whatever when you with all the light. Well, this 18-foot wide manta ray, the wingtips come up and it does like a big butterfly swoop. It's the biggest damn manta ray I've ever seen in my life. Okay, it does a back turn and heads down sea, dude. Everybody went silent. It about jerked me overboard because I was trying to stop it. We ended up cutting it off, and nobody said a word. We wound everything in, and we went home. And it wasn't catching a swordfish or the blue marlins or the 4 slams we caught one day or whatever. The most thing I remember is catching that manta ray.
That is so funny.
Oh, and everybody was right there. We were in the middle of the pack, and you could hear the other boats, woohoo, get him, woohoo. And when that thing did the swoop and the tip of its wings come up and it did a bank turn like an F-16, it was just like, no way.
That is awesome.
That's one of my fondest Venezuelan memories right there. And it wasn't even catching a billfish.
It's a great country. The fishing is phenomenal. Last time I was there was in 2006.
And it was only 21 cents a gallon for diesel fuel.
So we filled up the Real Tight that holds 3,600 gallons, and it cost us $137.
Crazy.
Yeah, we all decided on the Real Tight. There was the 3 deckhands, me, Joe, and Pork Chop. We had all decided, you know what? For Jim's birthday, we're gonna pay for fuel for the boat for the first time.
For the day.
For the whole week. We're gonna pay for fuel for the whole week. Teresa Huckins Register. Hey, good to see Cujo. You're looking good.
Hey, Teresa. How are you?
So again, we're coming at you live today with Robert Cujo Brinkmeyer. We're bringing him in because this week we're also going live on the Blue Marlin World Cup Facebook page. This is World Cup week. We've got everybody signing up. People are getting ready. We've got boats from all over the world. Boats are moving to Bermuda. Boats going up and down the East Coast getting ready. The boats in the Gulf of Mexico are signing up. The weather report is coming out. People are getting excited. So we wanted to come up and tell you some stories about what some of the World Cup winners have done over the years. Cujo told us his story back in 1997, back when they had steam engines.
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen, I wait a second. Where is it? Look at this. So
hey, here you go.
Right I know. So Cuj, I keep a spare just in case I can't reach one, I can get the other. Also for everybody to know, Cujo and I fished together many years ago and had a great time. And I wanted to get him on here. I wanted him to be the first one to tell his story. I see Joey Crawford joined us. So yes, the Rum Runner, all the way from Capos in the house. We got people joining in from all over the place. Want to share I just want to share some Blue Marlin stories, a little bit about the World Cup. For those of you that don't know, the World Cup is an around the world tournament held you're fishing for 8 hours in your time zone. This year, right now, the earliest person to fish right now, and this can change, is Papua New Guinea. I have Papua New Guinea signed up right now. They'll be our earliest boat to fish.
Wow.
So usually, I think last year we had 3 out of Papua New Guinea. Actually, the person that's fishing is the IGFA rep out of there. Some years we get Fiji. Some years we get Australia in there. So Oh, wow. We got everybody joining in. We got Paolo from Italy is in the house. Christian Mansour, all the way from Aruba, is in the house. So everybody's joining in from everywhere. Love to see that. Great, great stories. So, Cujo, this year, you're in the Gulf of Mexico. What's your goal? What are you trying to accomplish this year?
Well, we just got a new boat. It's been in the yard for 4 months. Actually, we're doing all right. We've done 2 trips. We're 1 for 6. We caught up one around 550. Blue Marlin on our first trip out.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. You know that's a qualifier, right?
I know
That's a qualifying fish. For all of you sitting at home, if you talk about a 500-pounder this week, it is a qualifier. It's so funny because I've been going every time somebody posts something about, oh, this one's 600. Hey, man, that's a qualifier.
Hey, what happened? What Jason Buck won it with the 551 there 3 years ago?
No, he won it with a 600.
600, excuse me.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, last year's winner was 541.
I got him confused. Excuse me. So,
yeah.
But my goal is just to go out and catch some blue marlins. The bite's been good here in the Gulf of Mexico, and it's been flat calm. We've been having a great time on our past 2 trips out. We're going again here next week. So.
Okay. Oh, next week, not this week.
Yeah, we got canceled out because I had some exhaust riser problems that I got to get rectified. So unfortunately, we're not be able to sign up for your deal there, Fly.
Well, you know what? There's always 2020. And I don't know if you know this, there's a petition going around on social media that we're going to start 2020 all over again on July 1st. So the first 6 months is just like we're going to do it over.
That sounds good to me.
We're just doing it over.
The whole year over. Or we ought to skip 2020 as bad as it's been just for everything.
Patty Ross just joined in, said, hey, Cooge.
Hey, Pat. Love you.
So, yeah, she gets mad at me when I call her Patty. I still call her Patty. It's hard for me to call her Pat. Kite Boy Jay in the house watching from Rybovich. Aaron, Toronto, Canada, checking in. Good to see you, Aaron. Also, remember, day of the World Cup, we're going to be coming live at you every 3 hours on the Blue Marlin World Cup Facebook page. And now with the technology, we might just take it across all the pages. So I know I have some new technology that I've been doing with some text messaging apps where I text updates every 2 hours. I may do that for the World Cup as well. Haven't decided just yet. If I do, I'll let everybody know how to sign up. Dan Mueller is in the house from Viking Service Center.
Viking, my boy.
So he's a Florida State boy. And if I know Dan, he's on his way to the soccer field. He's always on his way to the soccer field. So, Cooch, have you kept good records of your blue marlins over the years?
Well, I just in my mind. As far as what you're asking.
So I know you're always like right now. You're in the midst of training some new boat owners about blue marlin fishing and all these techniques that you've got 30 years of experience of chasing blue marlins all over the world. Gut, how many blue marlins do you think you've caught?
Oh, between captain mating,
all of it.
Well, I think it's about 1,200.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So good number. Really good number.
Very
strong number.
Yeah.
They say to be a professional, you have to do something for at least 10,000 hours.
10,000 hours?
Yeah.
Yeah. How many hours do you think we got put in 34 years of running the boats?
I'll tell you what, on the real tight, I had 14,000 just on the first set of engines.
On the Freedom, when we set that record for Damon there, we tied with Mike, the new 63 American, I put 4,500 hours on that boat and 90,000 miles on the counter in 18 months.
Wow.
Yeah. And I got the counter. Albert gave me the speed and indicator mileage log on that. And then when I end up leaving there to venture off on different avenues, There was 4,500 hours. That was basically an 18-month sea trial from the time that boat went in the water till the time I left. 18 months.
There's something to say about that. I know. Too bad Junior's probably in the office right now.
Yeah,
he could have been chiming in here. Even though I think 1996 Junior would have been like 13. So
he wasn't. Now that's funny.
That is funny. He was probably now he's running the company. It's pretty funny. I have another friend we went to high school together. And he's not on here now. He's working, but he is now a lawyer. I was at his parents' wedding. And so that's the crazy part. So here's another question going back to hours and how many fish you've caught. How many miles do you think we've gone, or just you have gone backwards? Backwards, not forward, backwards, because we're always looking back at the spread. How many miles do you think we've gone backwards?
In reverse.
No, where you're trolling forward, but looking backwards.
Oh, 8 hours a day, at least 8 to 10 hours a day. From forward. Oh, I couldn't even tell you. All I know is my neck hurts after all these years.
When people ask me questions about how many blue marlins have you caught, how much time have you spent on the water, I always tell them, don't ask me that question. Ask me how many miles I've gone backwards. Looking back. Well, you're going backwards because you're looking back and the boat's going forward.
Right.
So literally, if it was an odometer, it would be counting backwards because we're in reverse.
Well, we're looking
the boat's going forward.
Yeah, we're looking back going forward, about when we're looking back going backwards, chasing blue marlins.
Oh my God, that's a whole nother number.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's a whole nother number. So Jose Luis Castillo is joined in from Cozumel. He says, "Hola, Cujo."
Place my heart. Oh gosh.
How many seasons did you do in Cozumel?
Oh shoot, I think 15.
15 seasons in Cozumel.
Yeah.
Did you ever see any of them crazy Mako stories that I hear from down in Cozumel?
Well, we've found a couple floaters, where the Mako is eating the tail off and the face off of the
swordfish,
sword dog. Yes, sir. And then we ended up catching a 275 Mako on 20-pound spin sail fishing. And we end up with Gar Brown, who used to be at Merritt's. We end up actually killing the fish. We caught a 275-pound Mako lip hooked on 60-pound leader on a 20-pound spin.
Wow.
They ate our sailfish bait.
Wow.
And once we got him in the boat, we didn't have no bat or nothing. We didn't know what to do with him after that.
So for those
have it on video. Gosh.
For those of you that are joining us in late, I've got Captain Robert Cujo Brinkmeyer, World Cup winner of 1997. This week being World Cup week, we are bringing in all former World Cup winners to tell their story of their World Cup win, along with some other fishing stories. I've got a bunch of calls out. I'm hoping to have the Blank Check Boys on later this week. They won it in 2013. I've made a call out to Chris Choi from out in Hawaii. He won it one year with Gene Vanderhook. So hoping to get them on. So, but today is Cujo Day. And I see Captain Mike Leach has joined us. Mike Leach, former IGFA president and director of the World Cup. So, Mike, how are you? Good to see you.
Hey, Mike. See you.
He was our direct, because of the fact that we had Pork Chop on the boat, he was our direct contact for any IGFA questions. Hey, what's going on?
Pork Chop, Eric Leach, the son.
Yes. So, Joel McLeod just joined in. Good to see you, Joel. Again, we've got Robert Brinkmeyer in the house, aka Cujo. So, wow. Cozumel. Where's the craziest place you've fished? You've been all over.
Well, dude, the craziest place has got to be St. Thomas.
Okay.
I mean,
what about most unique? Most unique. Let's not say craziest fishing, but what's the one place maybe you only went once and you're like, wow, this was really cool. And St. Thomas can still be the place.
Yeah, well, why there's been so many. There's been Ghana. I mean, Cape Verde, Cabo, Mag Bay. I've only been there once, but we were there for 3 days and we caught close to 200 stripes. I mean, there's been so many places that I couldn't really tell you. They all got a special place in my heart, you know, because each one have unique stories over the course of the years that, you know, that just it's hard to say.
That's the best part about this. It all has different stories, different friends. To me, it's a big deal. That's my biggest thing. I enjoy going to all these places when people invite me. I enjoy going to them because I want to experience not just the fishing, but I want to experience the techniques that people do in different places. I go in and people, oh, what do you want to change? I'm like, I don't want to change nothing. I want to see how you guys fish. I want to learn something.
Yeah, you know, the fishing is like that everywhere in the world. It's meeting the unique people and places that you get to visit that makes the fishing special. That's what it is for me.
Exactly. No, I agree with you 100%. You know what I mean? One of the unique places I visited, and I've gone back several times, but I also remember because we had a really good trip and a really good day. We caught 6 blue marlins one day in the Seychelles. One of them was a triple header. He had 3 mates. All 3 mates had hey, hang up your phone, Cujo. Hang up your phone. Okay. All 3 mates had to grab a rod. So I got to wire in all 3 blue marlin.
Oh, that's good.
It was awesome. We caught a triple header. It was my first and only triple header blue marlin in the Indian Ocean.
Wow. And you got to wire all 3?
I got to wire all 3. It was awesome. What's that?
Did they
they were little guys. They were 200 pounds.
Okay, that's good.
They were 200 pounds. Yeah, they were all little rats. So I also see Kevin Dearman in the house. Kevin, good to see you joining in. Boy, Kevin's on jumping around from different pages. But my favorite thing was all the crew, the 3 deckhands. The captain is a friend of mine. He's originally from Delaware, but he lives in Cujo Key. But his deckhands were from Clearwater, Kenya, and South Africa.
Wow.
And his 4th deckhand, which was the stewardess, she was from the Philippines. So it was this great plethora of crew from all over the world, and we had such a good time. We had such a good time. Oh, Captain Billy Bohr is in the house.
Hey, happy birthday, dude.
Happy birthday, Billy Bohr. The big skipper is in the house. So I'm glad I'm on I had that page open when he joined in. Good to see you, Billy. We were just talking about some of our fishing adventures in Venezuela just a little while ago. So I learned a lot of things from Billy. I fished with Billy for 3.5 years. Some of my favorite summertime stories I have with Billy, because Billy is a Red Sox fan and I'm a Yankee fan. So, me and Billy would sit up, or I would sit up on the ladder of the bridge on that game fishing, the game fisherman, and I would talk baseball with Billy for hours upon hours upon hours. In between bites, and it was great. We had so much fun. I just see Eric Leach joined in as well. Pork chop in the house. Pork chops in the house. Good to see everybody joining in. Let's see. Let me see if I got any other. Cody Williams has joined in. He's up there by you right now. He's up in Destin or Pensacola right now. I just talked to him earlier. He's running the old It was the Singularis, that yellow Hatteras boat.
Right.
He's running it now. He's up there. Billy Byers, Terry Meehan, Kevin Dearman. We've got people joining in from all over. You're like a celebrity, Cujo. I come here and talk.
Not because you fly.
No, far from it. I'm just people. Hey, listen, people watch only to get the sticker. The bobblehead. Hey, you better be careful. Billy Byers says, Cujo. They want the bobblehead sticker. You got to be careful. Do not park your car around me. You know how many cars have this sticker on their license plate? There's a lot of them. What's that?
They're all going to have it after you get done with them.
Oh my gosh. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. So on that note, is there anything that you want to add to this before we sign off?
I think maybe there's going to be another World Cup winner out of the Gulf of Mexico this year.
You're predicting now. It's in your writing now.
I don't know. I just got a feeling the way the fishing's been up here this good, Fly. It's been incredible. I mean, absolutely incredible. So,
the Dirt Pit. That's what it's called. Cody Williams's boat is called the Dirt Pit. And and Tigger says, "Hey, 2 from over here." So he's got Tigger working.
Tigger with him? Tigger's on there.
Tigger's on there with him.
Good deal, Tigger.
So Cody, are you in Pensacola or in Destin?
Maybe
no. You know what? He's in Orange Beach. He's in the wharf. He's in the wharf.
Gotcha.
I talked to him this morning. So he just said, I like that idea, Cujo.
I'm telling you, I got a feeling.
So anyway, on that note, Cujo, you stick right there. We're going to sign off. To all you cool cats and kittens, thank you so much. You know where that's from, right?
Shimmy and Shammy.
No, that's from the Tiger King. That's from the Tiger King. Shimmy and Shammy. Oh, those were the cats. Yeah. Yeah. I forgot all about them. So, no, all you cool cats and kittens. That was the Tiger King, Carol Baskin. Did somebody just join in? Is somebody walking in the house?
Yeah, that's Mom's there with the dogs. The dogs are going on.
Oh, well, before the dogs jump on your lap, let's, you don't sign off. You stay right there. But we're going to sign off with everybody before it gets too loud. Thank you so much. We're going to come at you all week here at the No BS World Tour, but we will come at you with World Cup winners on the World Cup Facebook page all week long. So everybody set your notifications. Remember, sign up. Deadline is July 2nd at 5:00. So I believe that is Thursday. So but just remember, it's July 2nd. Anyway, everybody, peace out. We'll see you tomorrow. Cujo, you hang there. I'm signing off. And I